Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Friday, October the 27th. The year's 2023. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap-up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And we're coming up to the end of the last full trading week in the month of October. So I'll just gently remind you about risk management. Don't lose any more on any one single trade than you are willing to lose. So let's jump right in here. We'll take a quick look at the monthly. We are 32 pips below the monthly open, 189 off the high and 111 off the low for the pound dollar, and we are in the lower wick zone of the previous month's candle. For the week, we are 11 pips below the the weekly open, 141 off the high, 79 off the low, and once again, this week is an outside bar. And all the weekly open gaps have filled. Notice we have entered the opening range of the week. We are in the opening range of the month, and we almost got into the opening range for the year, with the opening range being the first day of the year, first day of the month, first day of the week. But you can see here we've been playing with these horizontal lines. And for the year, we are 57 pips above the yearly open. And just remember, your broker, if you don't have the same broker as I do, you might have different numbers for the yearly open, monthly open, weekly, daily. So you have to trade what you see and base your decisions on what happens at those horizontal lines on your chart. We are in the inside bar, that a daily inside bar from 5 days ago. And as you can see, we've got a lot of inside bar action here on the dashboard. And people are asking, about the inside bars and outside bars. What's the best time frame? It doesn't matter what time frame you're using. You just trade it. They're horizontal lines. You just place the lines on the chart, and price is either going to go through it or it's going to reverse or crisscross, and you just trade with what you see. So you can see here a couple of days ago, price just poked its head above that line, hit 75, and the trigger was called at 70. So there's a possible 4 or 5 pips to be made. And, if you're not greedy, you're not looking for those home run trades, you take your money off the table. And just hopefully you don't get inflected like what happens to me seems like more often than not. Okay, for the ranges for today, we only have 5 pairs over 100. And for some strange reason, the Swiss yen's leader with 170 pips. Notice the dollar yen's dropped off that 150. I guess I should have shorted. And we've got 57 pip range here on the pound dollar today. And notice it broke across the previous day's high. And we've been playing with the buy zone here. And on my chart, the weekly open, I believe, was at 46. So we've been crisscrossing this weekly open. Oh, actually, no, it's 59 on this broker. It's the other broker. I think it was at 46. Been crisscrossing that number here. So there's that weekly open. You can see here it failed to close above it, made a couple attempts. And in fact, I was on the phone with the trader, and I said I should have went short at 60 when it happened here. And then it happened right when we were on the phone, and it dropped all the way down to 45. And I was like, oh, I should have taken that trade. Red Rats, get ready. Even though we are in the launch pad, you can see it did launch from 40 to 60 a couple of times today. So I mean, once again, you just have to trade what you see here, and you can see the smart rat zone is actually about 3 pips above the regular rat zone, and then the green rat zone here is about 1.5 pips below. So things are tightening up on the pound. And for pivot trading plan, near the pivot point, long, and you can see here we hit the pivot point a couple times and bounced off of it, and near R1 was short. We were above R1 at 21.54, and you can see prices pulled back. So once again, you can see there was the weekly pivot and the weekly open. This price is failing to close above them, and Bambino indicator indicated a short. We took out today's pivot. We have that missed pivot from 2 days ago. And for the month of October, we just have that missed pivot from a couple days ago. But you can see here, past 3 months, we've missed the pivot. So we'll just have to see what plays out. In and out of that upper wick zone, yesterday's high coming in, say, call it 21.39. We popped out of there, and then the upper wick zone low here on the bottom was 21.27. Just crisscrossing those. Once again, taking what you can, not being greedy. There was lots of pips to be made. And you know, some of you, depending on your account size, you might play it tight. Like sometimes people that trade a lot of money will have a really tight stop, and people that trade a small amount of money will have a much wider stop. And that's up to you. In fact, one trader said, I asked them what their position size was, and then they told me, and they go, is that too much? I go, that's for you to decide. You know, you have to figure out how to manage your risk. I can't tell you. I can only tell you what I do, but that might not work for you, because you might have different goals, different needs, you know, different personalities, different reactions. So you really have to figure out what works for you. In other words, what loss can you take and not be upset? I mean, that's the real question, I think. You know, can you take a 5-pip loss and not be too upset? I mean, I get upset over a 0.1 loss sometimes, only because that means they stole a pip from me. I was basically trying to get out with, 2 or 3 points, and next thing I know, when I look on the chart, it's like, what? They actually stole from me? I didn't even cover commission? Yeah. So, somebody had asked Walmart about, expanding on getting out too early. Sometimes you just have to wait for the trade to materialize. It might take you a little bit longer had you only waited, for the candle to close, for example. I know sometimes I'll close only because I've been inflected so many times. It's like, you know what, if I don't take this pip now, I could be looking at a loss. And then, of course, it moves on. So, that's just something that I struggle with from time to time. Even though I did have a 7-pip trade today, so, that was good. But then again, had I left it alone, I would have had 17 pips. But that's hairy hindsight. So, and I really wasn't upset about that, because it was only my second trade of the day, and it's more important to say inch my way to what Walmart likes to call his core, making core for the day, and then worry about those home runs later. But basically you just want to work towards the core, and 7 pips, that pretty much gets me almost halfway there. So And if you're wondering what my core is, I usually say about 20 pips because I can usually do that. Sometimes, like today, I think I'm only at 15, and I might probably going to stop because something else I've been doing. If I get myself in trouble once and I work my way out, I'm done for the day. I'm not going to push my luck because usually if I go back for more, I only wind up getting myself in trouble again, and sometimes I don't work my way out, and then I give back everything I made. Um, just so I've just decided that, if I get lucky like that once, I'm not going to push my luck. I'll come back another day where maybe I'm more in sync with the market because usually that's what will happen. And it even happened to me yesterday where I was in sync for a while, and then next thing I know, I get inflected. I'm in trouble. I work my way out, and then I just quit. So I think that's what's working for me. Okay, the range this week, 219 pips, 75 percentile. I mean, after we had that only 130 last week, it's only goes to show that, there were some pent up orders that I guess didn't get taken out. Then we've got a breakout of the high of previous week's high of 69 pips, breakout of the previous week's low of 20. Once again, taking those trades, simple horizontal line trades can pay off. For you rats, high minus close at the moment, off of the weekly highs 141, close minus low is 79. And then for the buy zone traders to the north, high minus open 129, and open minus low 90. So simple horizontal line trades. I say it every week, every day almost, and there's money to be made. If you're a trader and you're watching my videos, but then you go out and you seek other indicators, not just mine, but even some of the ones I write. If you're seeking an indicator that's going to make you money, you are looking in the wrong place. You need to go look in the mirror and figure out how you can manage your money better, because once you put the trade on, the reason for the trade doesn't matter anymore. So it doesn't matter what indicator you use to get into a trade. It really doesn't. So whether it's a horizontal line, a squiggly line, a trend line, horizontal line crossovers, or you have a couple moving average crossovers, what gets you in the trade doesn't really matter once you put the trade on. What matters then, once you put the trade on, is money management. So you go from hunting, to now money management. You're looking for a trade. Now you got your trade. Now what are you going to do with it? You got to manage the money. Sound like a broken record, I know. Okay, 300 pip range, which means we have not pushed that year-to-date accumulated range. We are stuck at 1340 for looks like 4 months in a row. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Okay, on the monthly chart, lower high, lower low, so the month is pointing down. For the weekly, is there anything? Prices between the wick zones. Sellers still have strong control, it says. We're below the previous mid and previous pivot. And on the daily, buyers have strong control, higher high, higher low. So you've got mixed signals, so you have to trade with caution. So, fellow traders, the month's almost over. We got 2 more trading days next week. Hope you're having a profitable month. Hope you're having a profitable week and day. And I'm going to wish you a fun and safe weekend here on the West Coast. Things have turned a little cold here in Southern Oregon, having to crank up the wood stove. But anyway, when you guys and gals and non-binaries come back to your trading platform, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.